When you say I, what is the content or substance of I? Has anybody looked? Is it continuously, is it consistently the same representation, or does it change? When you say I, it means I as a woman, this qualification, these are my parents, this is my town, these are my hobbies, this is whatever. Does it represent this, or can it change? Sometimes represent like this, and other time represented like this. Is it consistent?
Of course, it's changing.
It's changing.
All the
Okay,
time.
what is witnessing the changefulness of this?
Yes.
Yeah. Also has the intuitive feeling I also, but not identified. If this discernment is there, a lot of clarity will come, clearly. When I is the identification with body-mind, it behaves like a person, and the feeling of I and other is very strong. I, other, them. But when I functions mostly as consciousness, meaning that it's all inclusive, all that's taking place is occurring in the presence of some seeing ability, some perception is there. It doesn't have to zoom in, it doesn't have to prefer. It is like eyes that see without judgment. And actions and reactions and interactions are occurring spontaneously in the presence of this seeing. Has anyone confirmed this? That's like this also. And if there is an apparent choice, it is that when the attention is pointed or allowed to flow with the invitation of habit and develop into a story, the consciousness feels more noisy, more volatile. When the I merely functions as just a sort of presence, where seeing of whatever is playing is taking place, but there's no selection, no preference, that the beingness feels more spacious, calm, still, untroubled. If there's an option, I'd put it more close to this functioning. The ability to hold the attention in just the witnessing, and not with interpreting or judging. The tendency to interpret or to judge will also arise. Don't have to squash it, simply don't identify. We have the ability, you have the power, naturally. Even this power you don't have to cultivate. You only need to be aware of it. When you're aware of it, you see how easy these powers move in you. But also it's easy to block this power. And the way of blocking this natural power in yourself is by identifying with certain characteristics which exclude others. Then you must function within the rules that you create. Simple like this. If you don't bind yourself to any particular concept or idea, then something remains very open. Your witnessing will be of spontaneous existence. You don't have to rehearse life or over-prepare for anything. You'll find when it's needed, somehow something moves into position and it gets carried through without strain. But even if there's some effort, it is okay with you because you know that the consciousness can also function through effort also. It can play through effort. When it's like this, you find that the beingness is not full of requirements, because quite often mind has a lot of requirements. This has to be like this has to be like this, and then this must be like that, and then everything is okay. It's when and then everything will be okay. It's always setting a stage for how things ought to be in order for them to be satisfactory. The beingness, no, has no judgment. And if there's judgment, they function only in service to the beingness and to truth and to harmony. Otherwise, it's not aroused, this potential within ourselves. What I'm trying to convey, I'm not trying to teach you anything, just remind you of the beauty and the perfection that already exists as your own being. presently it's molested by the mind, by how many concepts we have adopted. And to the extent that we co-join these concepts with who we think we are. And this is where all the noise is coming from.